3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 43
Jesus
of At Odds
Christ.
with the Unbreakable Spirit.
I'm the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
Every time without fail.
Haha.
I'm used by now. I am, of course, the Unbreakable Spirit. He already introduced himself. Let's run through the topic.
Topic number uno.
The first topic is the releases of various NXT UK superstars.
Topic number 2.
Johnny Wrestling is back in WWE, and we're going to talk about
Oh, that was very
what
random.
that could imply, basically.
Topic number 3.
Legado del Fantasma is possibly getting a WWE call-up. But that's topic 3, and we're about to hop to topic number 1.
Take it away, Matthew.
Yeah, so the releases. It's not for the usual reason. This one is probably because they're getting ready to set up NXT UK Europe. But it
Yes.
still sucks that people were released in
Holy
general.
Okay. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say a ton of people, I mean like, alright, I'm going to say the names of, and I will probably butcher some of these names, but we have Flash Morgan Webster released. Wind Bear release. Jack Star released. Mark Andrew, see you later. Emil, see you later. Emil McKenzie, release. Kristen, the ring announcer, see you later. Dave Melter, see ya. Ashton Smith, see you later. Sorry, like I said, I would butcher some of these names.
Yeah, it's okay.
2 siblings, see you later. Named Ashaman and Nishaman, see you later. Sam Griswold, Dan Lush, Premier, what's this one? Premier, Predator, something, Don Rouge, Kenny Williams, and Emily James.
Wait. Was the word you were having trouble pronouncing primate?
Yeah, primate. Yeah. So these are a lot, and then that's the first couple, and then you got Prince William. Bye.
I know Trent Sevens got released.
Yeah. Trent 7. See you later. Sid something. Eddie Dennis, T-Bone. Tom Oldman, Zia Brookside,
Zaya.
Zaya, yeah, whatever. And Zaxton Hurts.
Yeah, that was a lot of people.
21 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. And like they were released when because for those who don't know, the WWE UK branch
Is dead.
was actually shut down. Yet they kept NXT UK going. And with the release of that many people,
21.
yeah, 21, it makes me wonder what the size of the NXT Europe roster is going to be.
Yeah. And I also want to say is that with some of those releases, I also will say is that like it also is gonna make the NXT roster for people that WWE didn't release. It's also gonna make the NXT roster a lot bigger.
Yeah. So.
Did you set the timer, by the way?
Fuck, I knew I was forgetting something.
43 episodes in and it's still the same all the
Hey,
same.
shut up, man.
Oh, and at this point, it's more of a running
Coming
gag.
from a guy who I have to remind him what the topic is.
You don't need to say that.
You've literally asked me on the podcast what the topic was before.
Anyway, but with all these releases, I am wondering also, where in Europe are they gonna start with NXT Europe? And also
I think they're just gonna like take talents from Europe in general. I don't know where it's gonna take place because this was recently announced, but apparently NXT Europe has been in the works for a few years.
Because I also believe is that I'm also wondering this. Also, what is the title for NXT Europe going to look like? And how many?
Surprised to use to the NXT UK Championship, but that's not gonna happen because of one of the topics for next week's episode.
Yes.
But anyways, back on topic. I'm a bit concerned about the size of the roster being small.
Why do you say that?
Because, like you said, they released 21 superstars. They released, and some of them were, and I'm gonna be fully transparent here. When it first came out, I watched NXT UK, but eventually it was just too hard to find it. Really, like.
I mean, even though it was just on the WWE Network at like 3 in the afternoon in the U.S. on a Thursday.
And that was probably a replay when you think about it.
Yeah, because I also think is that like with WWE releasing a lot of talent is maybe they maybe with the NXT Europe talent is that maybe they'll actually try to expose it to not just people in Europe, but maybe because I think the problem is with NXT UK is that not many people were probably watching the product because I don't know, maybe because it took place in a different time zone or something.
Yeah, maybe. But my thing is, I think it also would have to do with the extent that Peacock stretches to. Because remember, the WWE network, at least in the US, is no more.
Right.
So the rest of the world still has the WWE network and easy access.
Right.
But also, people in the US may never heard of any of these stars. Like, now I'm gonna be honest, the
Don't.
Executioner and I, we knew about like the Coffee Brothers and stuff like that because we, when it was a thing, watched WCPW,
What Culture Pro Wrestling.
which later got turned into Defiant, and later had to shut its doors
Yes.
permanently.
Yes. Although, I've never really said this on our podcast, but I'm going to say this now. For a company that was around for a short time, it is kind of crazy at some of the big names that they got to appear on said company. I mean, hell, they got Raymond. I mean, hell, they got like people like from Rey Mysterio to Cody Rhodes to
Kurt Angle, Keith Lee, Ricochet.
hell, Kurt Angle's. Think about this. Kurt Angle's last match in Europe was on a WCPW show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure EC3 appeared on there.
They're just like, bro, what the?
Will Ospreay.
Yeah. Ricochet.
I already mentioned him.
Oh yeah, but anyways, that like with WWE shutting down, is that I'm wondering is will that show NXT Europe, if that's even going to be the name of it?
That is going to be the name of it.
Oh, but
That's what it's been referred to in all the articles.
Okay, but I'm also wondering is will WWE Europe even have an on-screen authority figure?
Well, NXT doesn't, so I don't see why NXT Europe would.
I'm also kind of wondering who's gonna be running NXT UK, NXT Europe.
I have no idea.
Probably Hunter.
Busy with main roster creative.
And also NXT, and then a bit of NXT creative.
Isn't Sean the head of that though?
No, he's
Yeah,
the head of. Whatever.
He's the head of developmental creative, right?
I think it doesn't matter.
Isn't it
Right now.
developmental? Anyways, like, honestly, one of the topics I'm gonna be honest here, one of the topics we debated doing is DX ruling WWE.
Which is.
And how they were anti-authority and now they are the authority.
It is kind of funny.
But I think the final thoughts of this are pretty obvious. Best of luck to the release in their future endeavors, and we hope they have some success outside of WWE. We're going to take a quick break before we hop into topic number 2.
And we are back with topic number 2.
Ow.
We're going to keep that in. Anyway, probably.
Yeah.
We're going to keep that back with the absolutely out of nowhere return of Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, people. I was freaking out.
Yeah,
when that happened.
you were also falling asleep. And that woke you the hell up.
No, I woke up when Rebel Heart started playing. I had to keep my mouth shut as to not to spoil it for this guy.
Yeah, because my TV was slow.
I had to double check he was still watching Raw.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of the most like random ass returns because it was like back from commercial break, show a picture of some wrestlers Instagrams, and then Rebel Heart just started randomly. It was like, bro, what the hell? That was
Meanwhile, I
just
was like, no way. And I was astonished.
yeah, that's cool, great. Yeah, but with Johnny and yeah, that's cool that Johnny Gargano is back in the WWE because I am honestly saying, and I actually mean this. Excuse me, that that Johnny Gargano is probably gonna have a hell of a run, and then on the main roster. But I also see, well, we all know that Johnny Gargano is a pain in the ass as a babyface if you're a heel.
Yeah. And
John,
I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny took a little trip down to NXT 2.0 to settle some unfinished business, if you will, and get payback on the man that took him out of WWE, Grayson Waller.
That is. I mean, I'm gonna anyway. I'll give my thoughts, but anyway, that's not really important. But
yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, but with Johnny Gargano being back, look, we all know Johnny's an amazing babyface, but we've also recently learned that Johnny Gargano is kind of even can also
He's
be
an obnoxious heel.
Yeah, which is kind of what you want to be.
Yeah. But also, keep in mind, Tommaso Ciampa, or now just known as Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano are on the same show.
I mean, because I've also heard this is something I've actually heard. Speaking of Ciampa, I have possibly heard that Ed Ciampa might be getting his first name back, and I've also heard he might be getting his original theme song back.
Oh, the Will Survive one?
Yeah, the beep, beep.
Yeah,
beep.
yeah. No One Will Survive, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's actually no, it's literally called that.
That's a scary theme song name. But anyways, what I was going to ask is, since they're on the same show, could we be in for another Gargano Ciampa rivalry?
I mean, it is.
Or a DIY return?
I mean, both of them are possible, but considering that right now Ciampa is aligning himself with The Miz,
True.
I could see them being a rivalry again. But I will admit, though, and this is something that I have not said, I am honestly curious on what a WWE I'm also curious on picture this on a pay-per-view, whether it's the Royal Rumble, well, at some point down the line, I also want to see the DIY versus the Usos.
Yeah. And I want to see what our Gargano Ciampa main roster rivalry would be like under Triple H created.
Because the reason why I think on the main roster that it would be a lot more insane is because, well, you could also have Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, also keep in mind, at some point, Raw will be coming TV 14.
Is that still a thing?
It is, we just don't know when it's going to happen because apparently it was leaked early.
fuck. They're like, oh shit.
But anyways,
Wait, yeah. Timer.
that it'll be crazy then. We have like 40 seconds.
Okay, my honest
I would
thought.
love to see them at WrestleMania.
Yeah, personally, would I like to see them as a tag team? Yes, but would I? But honestly, personally, would I prefer them to have a rivalry on the main roster with all the crazy stipulations that main roster superstars have? Yes. But would I prefer more? Honestly, rivalry.
Uh-huh.
What about you? What are your final thoughts? And
I
also-
know that the Psycho Killer and the Rebel Heart are great friends outside of the ring. But if Sean and Hunter have taught us anything, best friends make better enemies.
Yes. And me personally, I am more of curious because and I also will say Johnny Gargano's return, and I have not said this, and I know I said this earlier, but it was kind of really out of nowhere.
Yeah, they kept it super under wraps.
It was like, well, what the hell? It was like, oh, like, bro, I've seen some reactions online of someone just like scrolling on their phone, and then they're like, what the hell?
Yeah, so I was actually scrolling through Instagram the other day, and Johnny Gargano's wife posted, I think, a picture of her holding their son Quill, watching Johnny on TV, and her caption was, "He probably won't remember this," referring to Quill, but I definitely will.
Yeah, cause I'm honestly wondering if Candice returns to the WWE. Like, this is the last thing I'm going to say. But if she does return, will she join up on Raw and SmackDown, or will she go down to NXT and do something that she never did the first time she was in NXT? It'd be the NXT
After the
Women's.
NXT Women's title,
Which, good luck.
she would need to well, probably get another ally just to even the ultimate toxic attraction.
Yeah, because I'm going to say this now, and I know that this is more random than the last statement, but good luck to whoever tries to take the title off of Mandy.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Anyways, we're out of time for this segment. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll hop into the final topic. And we are back with topic numero 3. Legado del Fantasma
Call?
potentially
Maybe?
getting a call-up.
Maybe?
So, let's rewind to last Tuesday,
NXT
where
Heatwave.
Tony D'Angelo and
Santos Escobar.
and Santos Escobar had a match where
A street fight.
a street fight where if Santos won, Legado would be free. But
Yes.
if Tony D'Angelo won, it was bye-bye to Santos.
Santos lost.
Yeah.
But
So Legado. So then later on in that, then fast forward to 2 days ago, Legado had just lost a match, and they were complaining to Elektra.
Well, also in that match, I believe one of them was going to use a pipe or something when Santos knocked. I believe Santos cost them the match first.
Did he?
Yeah,
Wait, Santos or Tony?
Santos.
I must not have seen that.
Yeah, Santos showed up. Like, he had like a metal pipe or something. Santos stopped him, had some brass knuckles. It was like, hello, bunk.
Huh. So, anyways, Legato got sort of treated like a child that got in trouble by Tony. And later in the show, they walked out of the arena and they were complaining to Elektra about it when a black SUV showed up and Santos was driving it.
It was like, hello.
He's like, hey guys, do you want to come with me? Let's go home. And they got in the SUV and drove away. Now,
No.
going home can mean one of two things to me. Either they're getting a call up to WWE's
One.
main roster, which would be amazing.
Or number 2.
Or the one that I do not prefer. Those 4 are could be leaving WWE.
I mean, me personally, I would like to see. This is what I would like to see. I'm gonna be honest. I would like to see. Well, the Bloodline basically dominate. I would like to see Legado del Fantasma be the second biggest, or the third, I guess the second biggest dominating group in WWE. Because a way that I could see them honestly debuting, and if you want them to be heels, this is what I would do. I would have, let's say, Bobby Lashley's having a match, and he just successfully reached, like, let's say he successfully defended his U.S. title. You could have Legado del Fantasma show up, and you want them to make a big ass statement. What better way to big ass statement than by beating the shit out of the United States champion and former 2-time WWE champion?
Yeah, but to be honest, there's still that thing that they may not go to the main roster because, for all we know, when he said home, he could have been talking about Mexico.
Trump!
Because remember, all of them are
Mexico.
originally luchadors. Like, Santos was Junior or something like that?
No. He was, hang on. He was,
Oh, you're back.
oh, fuck.
Can you hear me?
Why am I hearing echo on mine?
Well, that's not good. Anyways, his father was El Fantasma, Santos was El Fantasma Jr., and I assume Joaquin and whatever Del Sol were also, and maybe even Elektra were also luchadors. So it would make sense for them to go back to like AAA or any other wrestling promotion in Mexico. Hell, even Lucha Underground, which I don't even think runs TV shows anymore.
Yeah. Okay, that was
But
weird.
while we were having technical difficulties,
Stupid as the technology.
the timer went off. We are out of time.
Yeah. Goodbye.
By like 10 minutes.
Yeah, goodbye.
Roll that outro. Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit,
And the Executioner.
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis121, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions, but until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.